Okay, let's talk about artificial intelligence. You hear the term AI thrown around constantly, right? It's powering our apps, it's shaping our news feeds, and it's promising to change, well, pretty much everything. But what is it really behind all the hype? In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify the world of AI. So let me ask you a question. What could a simple spam filter, your car's GPS, and a world-class chess champion possibly have in common? I mean, on the surface, absolutely nothing. But there's an invisible thread connecting all of them, and that thread is artificial intelligence. Here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll nail down a clear definition of what AI actually is. Then, we'll take a quick trip through its history, the ups and the downs. After that, we'll see where AI is already hiding in your daily life. And finally, we'll peek under the hood just a bit to see how it thinks and solves problems. All right, let's dive right in with the big question. What exactly are we talking about when we say artificial intelligence? If you boil it all down, it's actually pretty straightforward. AI isn't about creating a conscious robot mind or anything like that. It's about developing computer systems that can do things that, up until now, have required a human brain. Things like learning from experience, figuring out complex problems, or understanding language. And this really gets to the philosophical heart of it all. The brilliant mathematician Alan Turing, way back in the day, proposed this simple test. He said, look, if you're having a text conversation and you genuinely can't tell if you're talking to a person or a machine, then for all intents and purposes, that machine has achieved a form of intelligence. It's a fascinating way to think about the ultimate goal. Okay, this brings us to a really, really important distinction. All, and I mean all, the AI we have in the world today is what we call narrow AI, or ANI. Think of it as a specialist. It's incredibly good at one specific thing, whether that's playing chess or filtering your email. The stuff you see in sci-fi movies, that's general AI, or AGI, a machine that could do any intellectual task a human can. It's crucial to remember, AGI does not exist yet. And if you want to get really theoretical, you can look even further down the road to this idea of artificial superintelligence, or ASI. This is the hypothetical point where an AI wouldn't just match human intelligence, but would wildly surpass even the most brilliant geniuses in every single field. It's a mind-bending concept, for sure. So, how did we even get to this point? Well, the journey of AI has not been a smooth straight line. Not at all. It's a story filled with incredible, world-changing breakthroughs, but also long periods of skepticism and stalled progress that people call AI winters. The term artificial intelligence was actually coined way back in 1956 at a workshop at Dartmouth College. But the early excitement led to some pretty huge promises that the technology just couldn't deliver on yet, which caused funding to dry up. That was the first AI winter. Then, in 1997, everything changed. IBM's supercomputer Deep Blue defeated the world chess champion Garry Kasparov. It was a huge moment. That victory, powered by much faster computers and smarter algorithms, really kicked off the modern AI boom that we're all living through right now. So, that narrow AI we were talking about, where is it really? The answer is pretty much everywhere. Seriously. This isn't some far-off futuristic concept. It's a practical tool that you are using every single day. And a lot of the time, you probably don't even realize it. Just think about your email. That spam filter that keeps your inbox from being a total disaster, that's a little AI constantly learning what junk mail looks like. Or how about your social media feed? The reason you see your best friend's posts before some random page you liked years ago, that's an AI trying to guess what you'll find most interesting. And when you're on the go, AI is basically your co-pilot. GPS apps use it to analyze traffic in real time to find you the fastest route. Ride-sharing apps use it to set prices and dispatch drivers. It even acts like a security guard for your money. Your bank uses AI to spot weird transactions that might be fraud, protecting your account 24/7. And yeah, it's even in our homes now. Every time you ask Siri for the weather or tell Alexa to play a song, you're chatting with a pretty sophisticated AI. Even those little robot vacuums that zip around your floor, they're using basic AI to map the room and not bump into the couch. Okay, for our last section, let's pull back the curtain just a little bit. How does an AI actually, solve a problem? How does it find the best move in a chess game or the fastest route across town? So how does an AI think? Well, it's not magic. At its very core, it's a super sophisticated process of search. The best way to think about it is like finding your way on a map. You've got a starting point, you've got a destination, and there are tons of possible roads you could take. The AI's job is to search through all those possibilities to find the very best path. This whole search process really just has three key parts. First, there's the initial state. That's easy. It's just your starting point. Second, the successor function. That sounds fancy, but it just means all the possible moves you can make from where you are, like turning left or right. And finally, the goal test. That's the AI constantly asking itself, are we there yet? But how does it decide which turn to take? Well, there are different strategies. A greedy search is kind of impulsive. At every intersection, it just picks the road that seems to point most directly at the destination. It's fast, but it could easily get stuck on slow side streets and miss a highway that was just one block over. A smarter strategy, like A-star search, is more like a savvy traveler. It weighs both the distance it's already traveled and a good guess about the distance it has left to go. It's more thoughtful, and while it might take a second longer to make a decision, it's guaranteed to find the absolute best route. And that kind of brings us to our final thought. We've seen that the AI we have today is an incredibly powerful tool. It's a master of specific tasks, all through a clever process of search. But it's still narrow. It can beat the best human at chess, but it has no idea why the game is beautiful or fun. So the question we're left with is this: what happens when that changes? What happens when AI is no longer narrow?